What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, check it out, man. Back to Acolyte talk, okay? We can only stay away for like one video, and we got to get back to talking about this dumpster fire. 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. You guys know the score already. I talked about it yesterday or earlier today, actually. Now we're talking about something else, all right? It's not about the quality of the show. We already know this thing is a train wreck. But now we get to talk about the agenda behind all of this mess that's going on over there at Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy and the Force's female agenda. And it's like, okay, how is it working out? We see how it's working out with the show. We see how it's working out overall with Disney Star Wars. It's a giant failure, okay? It's been a giant failure. Your entire agenda to say, oh, you know, we want more female representation in front of the cameras, behind the cameras, all of that kind of stuff, up in the executive places. We want more women making Star Wars. That's what Kathleen Kennedy came out and said. You guys will remember that.
The fact that the company was bought by the Walt Disney Company has been amazing because they very much support the fact that we are trying to grow in the workforce, a number of women in executive positions and in all positions inside the company, and with the movies that we're making and with the protagonists that we're putting in the stories. So I get a huge amount of support with that. But we have 50% of our executive team are women. Mm-hmm. And 6 out of 8 of the people in my story group are women. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be surprised that we're making Star Wars movies and the majority of the people involved in the development of those stories are women. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's making a huge difference in the stories that we're trying to tell.
How's any of that crap helped Star Wars? All of that muckety-muck that she just got through running her mouth about. How has any of that helped the Star Wars franchise? It hasn't. If anything, it's dragged it down. This is the problem with Star Wars. Agendas coming before Star Wars, coming before the entertainment. So all of your little Forces female stuff is blown up in your face, Kathleen. That's what's crazy about it. The franchise has been on a downward spiral ever since she took over at Lucasfilm. Diminishing returns at the box office. Diminishing returns with the ratings. Diminishing returns with viewership. Shows that people are now just like, oh my God, 13%. We're just laughing at you now. You got South Park lampooning Kathleen Kennedy, okay? Doing a whole episode, the Pandaverse. Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. That's everything that she's doing, and that's exactly what this show is. But, like, trip this. You would think, okay, maybe in front of the cameras or maybe the content isn't working, but at least we're doing well, you know, with all of the other DEI nonsense that we're trying to do. You know, more spots for women. You know, more representation behind the scenes for women. We got more women working on Star Wars. We got more women doing their part. That's how we level the playing field. We're doing our part for DEI, blah, 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 blah. Maybe all of that is working out. From Forbes, Disney forced to reveal unequal pay on Star Wars show The Acolyte. I wonder what this could be about. All right, Carolyn Reed dropped this information. Somebody shot this over to me at Twitter. Thank you very much, because this story right here is like, wow. So documents filed by Disney have revealed that its latest Star Wars spin-off series, The Acolyte, isn't actually a force for equality, despite famously featuring a female-centric cast. According to the filings in early April last year, when production of the streaming series was still in full swing, just 30% of the 695 employees were female, and across the entire workforce, women's average hourly pay was 19.4% lower than men's. They can't even do this right. They can't even do the DEI bullshit right. Oh my God, Kathleen, what's going on? I thought the Force was female. How come the men are being paid more than the women? What's happening, Kathleen? How does this happen at the Force's female headquarters with you running the show? And then look, this is to me, because look, the average hourly pay across the entire enterprise, you got to break it down by position. You just can't take the average hourly pay. You can't do that. You got to break it down by position. All right, let's look at the same position, man to woman. Are they making the exact same amount of money, or what's the difference, or whatever? You know, that's how you got to look at it. But this number right here, 30% of the 695 employees are female. 30%. That means 70% are males. That means you can't even make Star Wars without men. There's not enough women interested in trying to do this, because you know damn well Kathleen Kennedy would have them chicks in there above them dudes if there was enough women to fill those roles. They can't make Star Wars without men. They just can't. And you remember this one, right? You saw this, that Kathleen said the fan base is male dominated. The fan base is male dominated. So look, Kathleen, all of your force is female stuff. It all sounds good, looks great on a t-shirt, okay? But you need men to watch your shit, and you need men to make your shit. How in the hell is the force female? Somebody explain that to me in the comments. How is the force female right now? You can put all of the chicks in front of it and make them lame and gay all you want to. At the end of the day, you need dudes, all right? This is why it's so hilarious when you sit back and think about this shit. It's like you have destroyed Star Wars trying to push an agenda that apparently your ass can't even pull off. You are the president of the company. If anybody should be able to say, no. We're getting all women up in here, just like she was talking about. We want more women behind cameras. We want more women in executive positions. We want more women writing. We want more women. 30%. You can't do this without us. You can't do this without the guys. And look, let me say this. It's no different than, in my opinion, with Barbie, okay? In order for you to do Barbie, you need some women. You need a lot of women. You need girls. You need females to do Barbie right. If you just had a whole bunch of dudes going in there, I told y'all, we're going to have Barbie out there in a monster truck, okay? We're going to have monster truck Barbie destroying people with missiles and shit, all right? I mean, that's how it's going to be. We're going to do it wrong, is my point. And it's like saying the force is female is like saying Barbie is boys, in my, but that's how I look at it. Like saying the force is female is no different than saying the Barbie is boys. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on paper. It doesn't work in real life. Exactly what you see here. No matter how much you want to push that stupid agenda, all right? The proof of the pudding is absolutely in the eating, all right? Like I said, this number, I don't really pay attention to this one as much. They might try to, there's unequal pay. I mean, again, you got to break it down by position. Don't be telling me across the entire workforce. Show me position by position what's going on. And then, yeah, but if you only have like 30% of the 695 employees being female, this should be, somewhere in the 30% range too, but it isn't. Which tells me that there's women making more money than the guys. But again, that doesn't matter, okay? That doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is the number. Now, this part is later on in the article. Most of this article is them just shit talking Disney Star Wars. But it says the show was shot in the UK between October of 22 and June of 23 at Shinfield Studios, around an hour outside London. Studios filming in the UK receive a reimbursement of up to 25.5% of the money they spend in the country, but they have to make detailed financial disclosures to get it. So they go into all the disclosure that they had to make and all the little discounts that they got. It says here, spending isn't the only disclosure the UK government requires from studios which film in the country. Any employer with a head count of 250 people or more, excluding the staff of agencies on their books, is also forced to disclose the difference in pay between men and women on their payroll. All right. So that's how they came up to this 19.4%. That's probably how they got the 695 employees. Only 30% of them are women. I mean, it's just absolutely hilarious, man. Inequality has been a hot topic recently for Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, but not this kind of inequality. Defending Headland's stewardship of the Acolyte in an interview with the New York Times, she said, "I think Leslie has struggled a little bit with it. I think a lot of the women who step into Star Wars struggle with this a bit more because of the fan base being so male dominated. They sometimes get attacked in ways that can be quite personal." Yeah, we're not attacking her because of her personal, agenda. We're really not. This 13% really doesn't represent anything necessarily about her agenda, all right, per se. I think her agenda got in the way of the story. And so we've gotten boring characters. We've gotten terrible story development. We've got just terrible dialogue, just scenes that don't go anywhere. We're just standing there watching two people talk in a hallway. That entire fourth episode was garbage. One of the worst episodes of television ever. And it's just a bunch of people talking to each other as they're walking and talking and walking and talking. And this is Star Wars. This should be exciting stuff. That's the reason why you got a 13%, because you don't know how to tell a Star Wars story. It really doesn't have as much to do with the LGBTQ. Now, again, I think that LGBTQ influence got in the way of her telling a story. All right. Remember, Kathleen said, go out and tell Leslie Headland's story. So Leslie Headland took that to mean, okay, I need to insert all of the problems that I had as a little girl growing up with my sister. And I got to do all of this weird crap instead of just saying, you know what? I'm just going to tell a Star Wars story. We're going to leave it at that. Nobody really wants to hear my story, which is very, very true. We're here for Star Wars, and these clowns can't get it. They just can't get it. And that's what's happened. They pushed the Force is female. You remember Chris Gore saying this, turning Marvel and Star Wars into girls' brands will prove to be one of the costliest decisions in entertainment history. And it has. Again, you got to make sure that you are reaching your target audience. Barbie is for girls. Star Wars is for boys. Are there girls that like Star Wars? Sure. There's boys that play with Barbie dolls. You wouldn't try to gear the Barbie franchise about what those boys want. You know, they'll find their way to it if that's what they want to do. But it's the same thing with girls and with Star Wars. The Force is female is just utter nonsense. And once again, it just shows that it doesn't work. All right. All of this thing, everything that you just saw in this article proves that, it doesn't work. You need a 70% workforce of guys to pull it off. All right. You need guys to watch it. So again, somebody explain how the Force is female. It isn't. Maybe the thread is female, all right? Why don't you come out with that shirt and run with that one, Kathleen? The thread is female. I don't think anybody will have a problem with that. I don't think we give a damn about the thread, all right? Nobody cares about the thread. So yeah, you go ahead and make some thread stuff. Make your own little thread universe. Stay away. Give Star Wars back to the people that can do it correctly. All right. Anyway, folks, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. Again, I just find it hilarious that this is where we are. We are getting more and more proof that Kathleen Kennedy is just a whole lot of hot air and everything that she says is just bullshit. You know, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. This chick has destroyed Star Wars for an agenda that she cannot even pull off. The woman is president of the company and she can only hire 30% of her employees working on a female-centric show to be women. She cannot fill the ranks. She's lost it, all right? But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.